Good evening. My name is Dr. Gwen Childs, and I'm the Associate Dean for the Undergraduate and Pre-Licensure programs. It's a pleasure to join all of you at this ceremony, and I congratulate the students, your families, and friends on successful completion of the third semester of coursework in the Accelerated Masters in Nursing pathway, better known as AMNP. For those of you who do not know, the students in this graduate program are eligible to sit for NCLEX, which is the National Licensure Exam for Nursing, after 3 semesters of accelerated study. Upon graduation, they will enter the profession as Master's Prepared Nurses. Students, you have shown dedication to the program and have made many sacrifices to get to this point in your education. As we look ahead to the challenges and achievements that most certainly lie on the path before you as you enter into the field of nursing, I encourage all of you to continue believing in your own talents and make your own invaluable contributions to the nursing profession. I join your family, your friends, and your mentors in applauding all you have achieved thus far and all you will achieve in the future. We're very proud of you, and we know that you will continue to represent your school well. Congratulations.
Hello, AMNP. Before we move into the awards, we want to acknowledge the families, the friends, and the loved ones who had a major role in our students' success. The faculty and the leadership at the UAB School of Nursing appreciate the sacrifices you've made and the support that you've provided in order to help our students reach this milestone in their career development.
Families, a simple thank you does not do justice for what you've done for this class, but a heartfelt thank you, that's in all caps, it's what we have to offer. Thank you to everyone who has provided support of any kind, be it financial, a place to live, childcare, or just a voice of reason during difficult times. Thank you for enduring secondhand stress. I know you are equally excited about this day or even more. Now we have a few comments for cohort 13. We're really so excited for you. We imagine that you are very excited as well. You have completed something that we would never dare to attempt. You've managed to squeeze 5 semesters of nursing school into 3 plus 1. In 1 year of accelerated coursework, and let us emphasize the term accelerated, you've made a great change and now are ready to begin your nursing career during a global pandemic and time of renewed social consciousness.
Let's reflect just for a moment on the year that has surrounded AMNP 2020, aptly ordered Cohort 13. Last October or November, when we met many of you face-to-face for the first time, none of us had any idea what the ensuing year would bring. Dr. Baker, your faculty members, and I have been reminded of an important fact, and that one of the best things about the nursing profession is its ability to consistently remind us that opportunities for growth and development are all around us. Now, this part of the ceremony has historically been about a marathon and its paces or its stages, but I feel like AMNP Cohort 13 has learned that metaphoric lesson literally. So, for lucky number 13, we want to change this part up. We want to tell you how thankful we are that you chose UAB when UAB chose you. We're thankful that you've grown when UAB SON asked you to grow, and we're thankful that you let the UAB SON and the faculty be a part of your life. We're thankful that as UAB SON alumni, you will now professionally be a part of ours. You might not know it yet, but this has been an exceptional time in our country's ongoing development. I will give 2020 this nod. Our nation has been reminded of the division that can exist and the tragedies that will ensue if we're not careful to appreciate and respect the needs of our fellow persons. As nurses, the respect for persons is not an optional concept. I know we're not in person or sitting next to one another in a room full of our classmates and faculty, but as long as you're not driving or actively doing something else, I want you to close your eyes and imagine that we are. Maybe you're imagining that we're in 1056 or in LRC 104. Maybe your mom puts you in the skills lab surrounded by your classmates. Who do you see in there with you? I hope that whoever it is, you recognize that they have made this difficult journey with you, and you will have that common bond with them from now on. I hope that at least one feeling you get when thinking of AMNP Cohort 13 is that you can make it through the most difficult journeys when you are surrounded by a group who is willing to pick you up, help you along, and push you beyond the boundaries that you previously thought defined your ability. You can open your eyes now. If you act on and believe those things, then a marathon is no more than a step.
The part of this run is almost over, and there are things that you need to accomplish. I know that each of you are accustomed to rapid transition, but please take 2 minutes to congratulate yourself on finishing this year. It's very impressive what you've done. I know many of you have made sacrifices to be here. I want to thank you for that, really, thank you. I understand that this is not the stopping point. Remember to use your life experience and previous education because they are a cool and unique contribution to the nursing profession. We learned a lot from you. We know this goes without saying, but really think about what you're doing over in the next few years and use every experience to become a great nurse. Now to the awards. Please welcome Dr. Katie Paris.
The first award, the Nightingale Award, that stands above all others. This award was given to the student who most exemplifies high standards of nursing care. The award is named in honor of Florence Nightingale, an English nurse widely known for her work during the Crimean War. At the invitation of the British Secretary of War, Nightingale and a group of carefully selected nurses worked to improve the conditions for the sick and wounded soldiers at a British base hospital in what is now known as Turkey. For her efforts, she is known as the Lady of the Lamp because she made nightly rounds to care for the ill and injured warriors. The lamp and its flame exemplifies Florence Nightingale as a beacon for high standards of excellence in nursing care and for her work to improve the living conditions of her patients. The recipient of the Florence Nightingale Award was selected by a vote of the entire class. This nursing student, like Nightingale, is a beacon of excellence who strives to deliver the highest standard of nursing care. Here is a quote from Nightingale that really embodies her approach to life. I attributed my success to this: never give or take any excuses. I challenge all students to strive every day to continue Nightingale's pursuit of excellence and deliver the same high-quality nursing care with the compassion, the dignity, and thoroughness that you recognize in your classmate. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's Nightingale Award to Ms. Katie Keeley.
Next, we will recognize students for their desire to prepare and work exceptionally hard this past year. 4 students in cohort 13 continually sought excellence in their academic endeavors and made the extra sacrifices to maintain a perfect 4.0 GPA. These students continually challenge themselves to put forth the extra effort needed to be high achievers and master every content area in the AMNP. Anna Collette, Evan Colvin, Lori Garrison, Catherine Lewis. I also want to recognize the students selected by their peers to represent cohort 13 as their class representatives and the AMNP SNA representative. Effective communication plays an important role in assuring quality education. These students help translate student concerns to us and other faculty, and in doing so demonstrated a willingness to lead by serving their fellow cohort 13 members throughout the year. They helped ensure the lines of communication were open between students and faculty, staff, and administration. Our AMNP class representatives for cohort 13 were Katie Keeley and Kyrie Smith. Our AMNP class representative for Student Nurses Association was Kyrie Smith. During this accelerated year of coursework, their willingness and effectiveness to shoulder added responsibilities should be seen as an example of a characteristic that needs to continue throughout all of your nursing careers. You will encounter countless opportunities for service in the nursing profession. We applaud them for their hard work and for the hours they spent representing their classmates. Most importantly, we thank all of you for helping to make the job of program leadership easier and more effective for those you served. UAB Honors Convocation. Each year, UAB recognizes students for outstanding scholastic achievement, leadership, and service to the school and community. Schools and divisions from across the university are honored at a separate ceremony in the spring. Catherine Lewis will receive the Outstanding MSN Student in Accelerated Masters in Nursing Pathway. The next group of students we would like to recognize is those who have served our country by defending the freedoms we enjoy. Samuel O'Garo and Kyrie Smith. Students, thank you for your service. I bet that you will hear nurses are the most trusted profession tonight. Well, it is true. You are a part of the most trusted profession. Think about the things you've experienced and the things you've witnessed your patient experience. Just thinking about helping someone eat, bathe, or go to the restroom. These are deeply intimate things that a complete stranger allowed you to do. This is a hard job. Sometimes you will be praised, and other times you will be screamed at or kicked at. You may even go a whole shift without a bathroom break. I know that you will find ways to cope with all this, but keep a small part of yourself open to think about how you would like to be treated. I'm not just saying that because I doubt you. I know how hard it is to find a balance. Give people a real reason to trust you. Thank you. It has been an honor and a privilege to work with you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Combs, President-elect of the Nursing Alumni Network. It is a privilege to be here and talk to you all today. Congratulations to each of you. I was once in your shoes as an AMNP student, and I know how it feels to reach a significant milestone in your education. The nursing profession always needs exceptional nurse leaders, and we know that UAB produces the best. I urge you to always strive to be lifetime learners and community leaders and make those around you better. As an AMNP alum myself, one thing I've learned is that the nursing world is truly a small and closely knit group. You never know when or where you may meet someone or have the opportunity to work with someone that may have been a fellow nursing student or a graduate. Because of that, I want to encourage each of you to stay connected and get involved and be involved with the school after you graduate. There's several ways to do that, but one that's truly close to my heart is being a member of the UAB Nursing Alumni Network. Our Nursing Alumni Network is a great way to not only network, meet individuals, but meet fellow nursing colleagues in our communities, our state, our country, and even the world. We also host several events throughout the year, both locally and regionally, and I encourage you to attend all those that you can. The best part is, once you graduate, you're automatically a member. The Nursing Alumni Network especially enjoys supporting our school and recognizing our outstanding students. So it gives me pleasure to announce the recipient of the UAB Nursing Alumni Network's AMNP Award for Student Excellence. This deserving recipient is described by our faculty nominator as someone who's always shows up every time. Her intent to hone her craft and not just go through the motions is extremely evident in all that she does. She has already shown academic excellence during her first semester in the AMNP program, and she will continue to professionally grow and excel in all that she does. She'll be an asset to any team that she joins, and she'll make an outstanding representative for the AMNP cohort, the AMNP program, the School of Nursing, and the nursing profession overall. With confidence that she will continue to represent the UAB School of Nursing in an outstanding manner, it is my true honor and privilege to present the AMNP Award for Student Excellence to Miss Sydney Roberts. Congratulations again to you, Sydney, and to all of you, and we look forward to seeing what you accomplish in the future. I look forward to having you all as fellow alumni.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have the honor of being the faculty speaker for lucky number cohort 13 of the AMNP program. I think I was chosen for this role because everyone thought my comments would be brief and succinct. But because this has been a most unusual year, I've decided to continue to throw curveballs and say something I never thought I would say to a class. I have really missed seeing your faces. Usually, I don't want to know about your lives. I usually don't care if students are Team Edward or Team Jacob. Is that reference dated? Yes, but the sentiment still applies. But for this class, I decided it was worth it to wear real pants for the first time since March. My blazers missed me so much, they decided to hug me extra tight. Hashtag COVID-19 pound gang. I could have just made this presentation 30 or so hysterical memes I've collected over the past 8 months. But I thought I would use this time for one last lecture on mental health and to speak to some of the concepts that I hope I've helped you learn and I've noticed in this cohort. I mentioned in class Hildegard Peplau, the mother of psychiatric nursing, and her theory of the nurse-patient therapeutic relationship. Side note, yes I did. It was lecture 1, slide 61. She believed that the nurse-patient relationship promoted growth and learning, not just for the patient, but for the nurse. That the profession of nursing doesn't make you a good healthcare provider, it also makes you a better person. It has certainly done that for me. So I'd like to share with you my simple game plan for being a successful nurse and a better human being, copyright pending. which I think will come in handy during these unprecedented times. The first step in nursing is to recognize distress. We don't have to understand it. We don't even have to agree with it. When we have patients that have delusions, we don't argue with them, because while their thoughts may not be grounded in reality, the experience of suffering is real to that person. We start with empathizing with the distress of others. The next step is a question: how can I help? There will be many factors outside of our or the patient's control. There are just some things that are above our pay grade. We want to help the patient be solution-focused. The patient may say, I want a new heart, or I hate having this disease, or I want to reset this entire year. Validate those feelings, but then help them come up with a plan for functionality. Within this, we also acknowledge what we can and can't do and what we don't know. This will lead us to the third step. If you can provide the intervention identified or the knowledge needed, do it. And do it in a timely manner that respects that people are multidimensional. If you can't do it or don't know what to do, work to improve. My first year out of nursing school, patients would ask me questions like, why is the velociraptor and my homogenizer making my kidneys go on Kessel runs? I had to be comfortable saying, I'm not as well versed in that as I'd like to be, but give me a few minutes and I'll discuss it with the treatment team and I'll let you know what I've found. I determined who I could ask and I identified resources that could fill in my knowledge gaps. And as quick as I could, I shared what I learned with the patient and became a more informed nurse. This program may be ending, but your learning is never over. If there is no immediate solution or action, there is always you and therapeutic use of self. We've seen through this pandemic, sometimes just being there, being silent but present is enough. You're becoming nurses during a time with a lot of anxiety and stress. Many of you might wonder if you're ready for the next steps after graduation. I can say with certainty that after you pass the NCLEX, I have no doubts that you will make exceptional nurses. You're the most resilient class I've ever had the privilege of teaching. You marshaled your resources during one of the most remarkable times in history. You almost instinctively understood that nursing is a team sport, and you were willing to pitch in and help each other succeed. Let's be honest, you pushed the envelope a couple of times, but my favorite memory of this class is seeing all of you in white for the first time at the pinning ceremony. When you asked me if it was mandatory to go, I told you it technically wasn't, but going to it is the right thing to do. I loved seeing your smiling faces in the glow of the candlelight as you read the Nightingale Pledge. There's a lot of concepts, skills, and lab values the faculty sought to teach you, but we can't teach people to do the right thing, to support each other, to highlight their strengths and work to correct their weaknesses. You came with that on your own, and I and the rest of the faculty are so thankful that you included us on your journey. We're proud of the people you are and the nurses you're becoming. Now, study for the NCLEX, wear your mask, wash your hands, move on from Tiger King. If a child hands you an object they're pretending is a phone, you must put it to your ear and say, hello, after you sanitize it. Social, but don't emotional distance. Text a random person on your contact list and ask how they're doing. Get a signature karaoke song, but Ice Ice Baby is already taken. Be the kind of nurse you want to take care of your loved ones when no one is around. And go Blazers.
We would now like to recognize the individual students completing the pre-licensure phase of the Accelerated Master's Nursing in Pathway, UAB, Cohort 13. Trey Akins. Trey will be working at St. Vincent's East in the cardiovascular ICU. Nicholas Arnold. Nicholas has accepted a position on the postpartum floor at UAB Hospital. Jazz Baker. Jazz plans to find a job in the emergency department at UAB Hospital or Children's of Alabama. Allie Blackwood. Allie has accepted a job in the CVICU at the University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson, Mississippi. Molly Rose Bloomston. Molly will be working at St. Vincent's Hospital in the 1 South ICU. Nikki Bonacci. Nikki hopes on continuing her education at UAB in the FNP program while working at UAB Hospital. Reagan Brown. Reagan has accepted a position in the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit at Children's of Alabama. Emma Callahan. Emma plans on starting her career on a labor and delivery unit and looks forward to applying to DNP school. Ann Camberlin. Ann will be working in UAB CCU full-time and at Highlands Emergency Department PRN. She's getting married in September 2021. Anna Collette. Anna has accepted a position in the CICU at UAB Hospital. Evan Colvin. Evan hopes to work in an ICU at UAB and looks forward to applying to NP school. Matalia Connor. Matalia has a passion for mental health and plans to pursue this calling by working in a psychiatric unit. Melissa Cruz. Melissa has accepted a position in the head and neck, plastics, and urology unit at UAB Hospital and looks forward to applying for the DNP program next fall. Alexa Dreyer. Alexa will be working in the CICU at St. Vincent's Hospital. Nate Dubose. Nate has a passion for sports and plans to pursue this by working in an orthopedic sports medicine unit. Nate also plans on becoming an orthopedic sports medicine NP in the near future. Brooke English. Brooke has accepted a position in the RN intern program at UAB Hospital, and afterwards she plans to either work at UAB Hospital or the VA Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama. Abby Evans. Abby has accepted a position in the emergency department at UAB Hospital and looks forward to applying to the DNP program next fall. Dominique Fletcher. Dominique plans on working in a trauma unit, either in the Birmingham or Atlanta metro area. Lori Garrison. Lori has accepted a position in the CICU at UAB Hospital. Fatima Gonzalez. Fatima has accepted a position in the UAB RN intern program and plans to apply for the DNP program next fall. Anderica Gunnarsson. Anderica plans to start a career working with both women and infants on a labor, delivery, recovery, and postpartum unit. She also looks forward to becoming a women's health NP in the future. Claire Gwynn. Claire has accepted a position in the neurology stroke step-down unit at UAB Hospital. Mackenzie Hampton. Mackenzie will be working in SICU at Princeton Baptist Medical Center. Ann Bradford Hanson. Ann Bradford will be working in the emergency department at Mobile Infirmary. Ashley Henderson. Ashley has accepted a position in the pediatric nurse residency program at Erlanger Hospital in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Taylor Henry. Taylor plans to work in the emergency department in Dothan, Alabama. Wesley Holly. Wes will be working full-time on HSP2 at UAB Hospital. Matt Hunn. Matt will be working full-time on HSP2 at UAB Hospital. Matt is planning on applying to the DNP program next fall. Caroline Heydrich. Caroline plans to work as a labor and delivery nurse in Atlanta, Georgia, and looks forward to starting the Family NP program next summer. Katie Keeley. Following graduation in May, Katie hopes to work at the VA Hospital in Lexington, Kentucky. Mary Quira. Mary will be working on the bone marrow transplant unit at UAB Hospital and plans to start NP school in the summer. Nicole Lasher. Nicole will be working in the emergency department at Shelby Baptist Medical Center. Marche Leak. Marche plans on moving back to Greenville, South Carolina to be with her family. She plans to get a job in the major hospital system Prisma Health in her hometown. Her end goal is to be a pediatric nurse practitioner. She plans to start NP school at UAB in the fall. Bria Lewis. Bria Lewis. Bria has plans to continue her education at UAB in the DNP program and hopes to start a career in labor, delivery, recovery, and postpartum. Catherine Lewis. Catherine will be moving to Atlanta, Georgia, and plans on working a labor and delivery unit. Badrish Maheta. Badrish plans on continuing his education at UAB in the FNP program. Rachel McCormick. Rachel plans to work in labor and delivery in the Birmingham area and looks forward to continuing her education. Cicely McElrath. Cicely will be moving back to Georgia and hopes to find a job dealing with maternal health and disparities or infection control. Amanda Monroe. Amanda will be pursuing opportunities in the Baldwin County area. Irvine Montebello. Irvine has accepted a position in the trauma burn unit at UAB Hospital and looks forward to starting the DNP program for adult acute care next fall. Peyton Mosley. Peyton has accepted a job at UAB in the OR and has been accepted into the DNP program for the adult acute care track. Katie O'Brien. Katie has accepted a position in the OR at UAB Hospital and plans to further her education in the near future. Samuel O'Garo. Samuel has accepted a position at UAB Highlands Hospital in the emergency department and plans to apply for the acute care nurse practitioner or family care nurse practitioner program after gaining a year of experience. KK Owens. KK will be working full-time at St. Vincent's Birmingham Emergency Department. She looks forward to applying to NP school. Krupali Patel. Krupali hopes to start her career in labor and delivery or postpartum unit. Brittany Prater. Brittany will be working in the CCU at UAB Hospital and looks forward to starting the DNP program for adult acute care next fall. Sarah Marie Reagan. Sarah Marie is moving to Savannah and hopes to find a job in a postpartum unit while earning her DNP. Sydney Roberts. Sydney will be working in the SICU at UAB Hospital. Sam Robison. Sam will be working on HSP2 at UAB Hospital. DeAndre Rogers. DeAndre plans to pursue his dream of working in an ICU in Atlanta, Georgia, or New York City, New York. Bailey Rolling. Bailey hopes to find a job at Children's of Alabama and plans on applying to the primary care pediatric DNP track for the fall semester. Gabby Romero. Gabby has accepted a position in the emergency department at UAB Hospital and will be participating in the RN Primary Care Scholars Program in the spring. Becky Sales. Becky hopes to work in an NICU somewhere in the Birmingham area. Samantha Salmon. Sam will be working at 1 South ICU at St. Vincent's Hospital, Birmingham. Jordan Self. Jordan has accepted a position at the University of South Alabama Women's and Children's Hospital. Claire Sykes. Claire hopes to accept a position in the ICU somewhere in Birmingham. Kelsey Sisk. Kelsey hopes to accept a position on a psychiatric unit at UAB Hospital. Kyrie Smith. Kyrie will be working in the MICU at St. Vincent's Hospital, Birmingham. Shelby Smith. Shelby has accepted a job at UAB in the OR and managed to get married during the AMNP program this past November. Anna Steele. Anna has accepted a position in the Regional Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, or RNICU, at UAB Hospital. Emma Thomas. Emma Thomas has accepted a position in the OR at UAB. Emily Tucker. Emily Tucker will be working at UAB on the HSP2 floor. Heather Wygand. Heather Wygand is interviewing for a position in the NICU in the Birmingham area. Caroline White. Caroline White has accepted a position in the Head and Neck Plastics and Urology Unit at UAB Hospital and looks forward to applying for the DNP program next fall. Lauren Wilcox. Lauren is looking to find a job in labor and delivery in the Huntsville area and is looking to become a women's health nurse practitioner in the future. Curtis Williams. Curtis Williams will begin working at Hospice of West Alabama in Tuscaloosa. He hopes to become a nurse practitioner in the future. Congratulations, AMNP Cohort 13.
Congratulations to you. You have made it through 3 very challenging and rigorous semesters, all during the COVID-19 pandemic. Your hard work, perseverance, and dedication have paid off, and you will soon be a graduate of one of the top nursing schools in the country. What an accomplishment. On behalf of the faculty, thank you to families and friends who've provided support for these students to complete the requirements for this rigorous pre-licensure program. This evening, we celebrate each of you, our AMNP students. We are so impressed with the array of communities and experiences represented. 66 students are being recognized today. Upon completion of these pre-licensure requirements this semester, each of you are eligible to take the RN licensure exam to become new registered nurses, and then master's prepared nurses upon graduation in May. Your class is made up of 49 students from Alabama, 3 from Florida, 8 from Georgia, 3 from Mississippi, 1 from New Jersey, 1 from South Carolina, and 1 from Tennessee. I can speak for the entire faculty and staff. We feel fortunate to call you future colleagues, and I know I can speak for your family and friends who now have their own nurse. Upon completion of this segment of the program in December, you will be entering nursing workforce at a time when nursing has never been more important. We've witnessed the courage and the stamina of nursing on the front lines of the COVID-19 fight. We've seen that healthcare is ever-changing, and that ensuring accessible, equitable care for all people is a challenge. You are well prepared to provide the highest quality care for patients, families, and communities, and you will continue to develop yourself professionally with continual learning. When I look at each of you, I see the future, not only nursing, but also in healthcare. You're leaders who will tackle the world's greatest health and patient care challenges, especially providing quality healthcare and access for all. Today, we are in a new era of healthcare with science driving new treatments, drug discoveries, and vaccines. And things are changing day to day with COVID-19. I hope you are going to be growing as an interprofessional team member to care for and deliver care across specialties. Beyond the traditional practices of nursing in hospitals, you will be moving to communities where people live and work, using the latest technologies and discoveries, with better coordinated treatment across the healthcare continuum. As nurses, you will manage complex patient care. You'll be called upon to fill gaps in primary, acute, and specialty care. You will lead and collaborate with healthcare teams for the best patient outcomes, and keep your eye on the health of populations. Our nurses are at the forefront of caring for patients and communities with significant rates of chronic illness and disease, from the COVID to cancer to comorbidities. You're collaborating with colleagues across health disciplines, leading the seamless transition of patient care across health settings to deliver high quality and patient and family-centered care. You know, collaboration is a core value of this university and our school. And we, the faculty, hope we have instilled in you the importance and power of teamwork. Teamwork is necessary to promote better patient care and improve the quality of life for both patients and families, and for you as nurses. As soon-to-be graduate of the UAB School of Nursing, you've been educated in a world-renowned academic health science center. You are a catalyst for innovation, advancement, and new discoveries. The UAB School of Nursing has a legacy for educating leaders that transform nursing and healthcare. Yet, 2020 has been a year for the history books. You started the year beginning to celebrate the 70th anniversary of UAB School of Nursing, together with the International Year of the Nurse and Midwife and the bicentennial of Florence Nightingale's birthday. Who would have thought we'd be ending the year in a pandemic that has laid bare our nation's disparities in health? Little did we imagine that the technology and innovation you so need in today's healthcare world would become your educational lifeline as we all pivoted to remote learning, research, and practice in early March. Thank goodness we had invested in resources in our School of Nursing that allowed our faculty and staff to make it possible for you to complete the pre-licensure phase of this program, so you can enter the health workforce well prepared during a tremendous stress in our nation's health workforce. And thank goodness for your preceptors in your clinical experiences. As we look to our future, I am in awe of you as students, nurses, and your commitment that has been evident over this past year. The growing health needs of populations throughout the COVID-19 pandemic continues to create one of the longest, deepest nursing shortages in our lifetime. Consider how you will transform healthcare for everyone now and into the future, improving access to quality care for the medically underserved, through innovative evidence-based interprofessional practice at the bedside or as an advanced practice nurse, as a faculty member or nurse scientist, or through the translation of the latest research discoveries to the care of patients and communities, or perhaps as a clinical manager, administrator, or executive leader of a healthcare organization. No matter your path, I know you will set about your work with the immortal words of Florence Nightingale, who said, "Exclusive devotion of the heart, soul, body, and mind is what constitutes nursing." Although we face extraordinary challenges with more than its fair share of uncertainty, one thing I know for certain: as a UAB-educated nurse, you are up to the challenge to lead the front lines of healthcare and to advance healthcare for all. I wish you well and Godspeed as each of you embark on a rewarding lifetime nursing career that ensures better healthcare for countless others at home and around the world. Now to the task at hand, the Florence Nightingale Pledge. Florence Nightingale in the mid-1800s established the core values that guide the standards of nursing practice to provide the highest quality health care that protects and promotes human dignity. Students, I would like you to stand and join me in the nursing pledge which you received in your scroll. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to practice my profession faithfully with the full knowledge of the responsibilities I am undertaking. I promise to care for my clients with all the knowledge, skills, and understanding I possess. I will respect at all times the dignity and beliefs of the patients under my care and hold in professional confidence all personal information entrusted to me in the practice of my profession. I will refrain from any action that might endanger the life or health of my clients and will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skills at the highest level. With full awareness of my qualifications and limitations, I will do my utmost to uphold and elevate the standards of the nursing profession, as well as give my support and cooperation to all members of the healthcare team. Thank you for joining us today, and congratulations to you all.
Hello, Cohort 13. It's good to see you all, if only through this screen. They've only given me a few minutes to speak with you today, so I'm going to do my best to keep this under 10 minutes. Kidding. They've only given me 3, so I'll aim for 5. First, to our teachers, who are our mentors, role models, and future colleagues and friends. You've brought us a long way in a very short time, in the midst of a pandemic. And through it all, you instilled and modeled for us an increased appreciation for diversity, self-awareness, personal accountability, and social compassion. We stand before you today proud to SBAR that we are no longer at risk for educational deficit related to nursing, as evidenced by the fact We are doing the things and it is fine. Truly, we are grateful. Thank you. Now, fellow future nurses, here we are. When we started, I observed that America needed great nurses and that we were going to be great nurses. I stand by this statement. But now that I better understand our profession, our role, and the patients we serve, I appreciate that becoming the kind of nurses we want to be is going to take longer than 4 semesters. So I wanted to leave you with a few words that I hope will help you stay the course and encourage you along the way. Throughout the program, folks have asked me why I love America so much, and I always had an inarticulate, rambling answer. But recently it occurred to me that I love America for the same reasons I love nursing. Because as Americans and as nurses, we have the limitless potential to be better, to do more, to serve more, to step forward, to lead, to be the first to help, the first to encourage, and the first to ask, why do we always do it this way? So on these days when things are overwhelming or underwhelming for that matter, please remember this potential and accept the challenge to do more. As the artist known as Prince said, imagine what you could do if you would do all that you can. Albert Schweitzer said, I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who will have sought and found how to serve. In choosing nursing, you each answered the call to serve. You will give everything you have with no expectation of reciprocity or recognition. It's going to be exhausting, exciting, challenging, and sometimes heartbreaking. But through this, let us never forget what a privilege it is to have the opportunity to serve others. Finally, I'll leave you with the wisdom my greatest mentor taught me. Seek not to imitate the masters. Instead, seek what they sought. Friends, we've had great clinical instructors, professors, and fellow students. We've learned from their successes and from their lessons learned. And often we find ourselves wanting to be just like them. But please remember, each time you step into a patient's room, that person asks you to be one thing, yourself. So be you, the best version of you. So there it is, cohort 13. Get out there, do all the things. We are going to be great nurses.
Thank you, Dr. Paris. Now please sit back and enjoy the class slideshow prepared by the Student Planning Committee to commemorate their first 3 semesters at the UAB School of Nursing.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Students, we look forward to working with you next semester as you complete your final semester of coursework. This has been a challenging year for everyone for so many different reasons, but each of you has stayed your path and made it to this point. We know you will do well as you prepare and sit for the NCLEX RN exam over the next few months. We look forward to welcoming you as our colleagues in May 2021. Thank you, and I hope you have a safe fall break.